in his future. Off-time transitions. Jared is delayed in some areas, which means that he either needs to be taught the missing skill or to adjust to what he currently knows or has learned. But once he masters the skill, he will not lose it. Someday, people will probably not even be able to tell that he has ADHD, ODD. In the future, with the help and skills that he is learning now, he has the potential to grow up and be independent. How does having a child with special needs impact the family life cycle? Kathy says, the ones without the disabilities tend to be that much more independent because of all of the time and attention that the one with special needs or require and or take. My children with special needs happen to be every other, and their ages are very spread out. Sometimes they will fight for attention and learn that fair is not always equal. Their family works daily to give everyone the needs and affection they need. We are playing the hand we've been dealt to the best of our ability. No one gets to go all in or quit the game.
Family inputs. Kathy works at a restaurant bar to contribute to the family. Matt has been laid off from work for over a year, but still does side jobs to contribute to the family. 3 out of 6 family members have ADHD. Matt, the husband, Matthew, and Jarrett all have this special need. No special services have come to their house to help for assistance. Kathy works very hard to get Jarrett the help he needs at school. She is a great advocate for him. They have a good relationship with their extended family, which helps greatly. Family outputs. Kathy and Matt both contribute to the family financially, therefore giving their children what they need and having a roof over their heads. Matt created a beautiful house that he constructed himself. The family has very close bonds, and they support one another greatly. Jarrett is very involved in sports and loves to play football, baseball, and basketball. His family loves to go and cheer him on at his sporting events. Kathy works as the best advocate to get Jarrett the services he needs at school. Around the house, Kathy cleans and shops, and Matt is the cook. Kathy and her husband have 3 children. Matt has 1 son from a previous marriage, adding their total to 4 children. As parents, they have a great relationship with each other and are very supporting towards their children. They all work well together and spend a lot of time with their children. Since the 2 oldest are away in the military, the 2 younger children get to spend a lot of quality time with their parents. They are very supportive of their children and help in any way possible to give this to them. When it comes to adaptability, the family has to deal with a lot of change and stress. Due to the 2 sons being in the Marines, this creates stress and can be hard on the family. Also, with 3 of the family members having ADHD, this also causes much change and stress. Kathy says it is a struggle and change is hard for Matt and Jarrett. They work through this daily, and so things can run smoothly. Kathy gives this example. Today, Matt and I had a disagreement. He left the house to do work, and he knew that he wanted to say sorry, but did not say it. To show that he was sorry, he came home and brought me my favorite lunch. This was his way of saying sorry. There is stress every day, but the family works together and is very supportive of one another.
I will now discuss the life management skills of the family. When talking about reframing, Kathy admits that her family is still working on this skill. While Matt, the father, uses the fight or flight technique, Kathy tends to hyper-focus and has to learn about everything in situations before making a decision. When talking about passive appraisal, Kathy says she oftentimes has to take breaks. These breaks will help her to gain confidence and set her worries aside and dive back into a situation with a positive attitude. The family lacks social and professional support because many of the people are quick to criticize instead of wanting to understand the family situation. I will now discuss the roles of the family. The family plays a role in the source or cause of Jarrett's disability. Jarrett's ADHD is genetic. Matt, the father, has it, and also Matthew, the eldest brother, has ADHD. Kathy's sister and father also have it, so that proves how it's genetic. Jarrett's ODD is hard to find a source, and some psychologists believe that ODD is caused from environmental and external stimuli. Organization members. Kathy is not a member of any organizations, but she has started her own. It's a non-profit organization called Hugs and Kisses, and it stands for Helpful Understanding, Grows Skills, around nurturing development kids in skilled settings educate successfully. This organization will eventually serve as an online reference group for people to add and look up information on disabilities, and also to look up information for services for those with disabilities. Recipient of professionals' decisions. Kathy used to be more passive when it came to hearing what professionals advised her to do, but now she is a lot more active. She has researched on her own and has come up with many of her own information and services for Jared. From professionals, she has heard many different viewpoints and has agreed with many of them. Some of these viewpoints include Kathy and Matt should use more discipline, that they should put Jared in a corner for 3 hours and make him sleep on the floor at night.
Family functions. Socialization. Due to his exceptionality, Jared has become labeled as the troublemaker at school. All in all, Kathy's goal for Jared is for him to be a normal child, which in every way he is besides the exceptionality he does possess. According to Kathy, I believe we now know how to improve his skills and accomplish his goals. I think it will mean the world to Jared when he can form and maintain even one good friend. For Jared, a lack of friends results in an increase in his anxiety and more internal emotional turmoil. Furthermore, there was an incident at school when he sat alone at lunch for quite some time because children were told to ignore him as discipline by the adults present. Jared's socialization affects not only him but his family as well. Kathy continually worries about her son's relationships every minute of every day. She does try to promote friendships in a variety of ways, ranging from hovering to monitoring and intercepting. Going out as a family as well can strain relations with others. The children usually fight for attention from those present. Jared can be put into an overload state when others visit, with his behavior ranging from nothing at all to becoming loud, rude, and overreacting. It just depends on the day. We are not readily included because some cannot take the chaos that goes with visiting all of us, says Kathy. Education. Education in the family is taken on a child-by-child basis. According to Kathy, they knew that Matthew and secondary education weren't going to mix. He went to the 4-County Career Center for Carpentry before joining the Marines. As for Derek, he too attended the FCCC for computer architectural drawing and then joined the Marines to further his education. When he completes boot camp, he will pursue college and align it with his service. As for Jared and Taylor, they still have plenty of time to see their options. To date, Jared's exceptionality has, according to Kathy, had a huge impact and not a good one in regards to his education. Jared has attended numerous schools, starting first out in Pike, Delta, York. After some problems there, he attended Swanton before moving to his current school, Independence Education Center. Created some confusion for Jared, since he was having to juggle between what mascot and school to support. Though the IEC is used mainly as a last resort for children with severe behavior handicaps, Jared may have finally found his match. He enjoys going to school there with the hopes of graduating from there because they work with him on so many levels. Also, Kathy feels that they are working with her as a team member and collaborator. Jared's schoolwork is set up on a 3-to-1 ratio, with most of his coursework being completed in class. Kathy hopes that they are not lowering the expectations for Jared and that they are working with him on his present level of performance toward grade level. Affection. The family gets along well most of the time, but the exceptionalities present do pose some problems. Kathy never wavers in her love for Jared. Even when he is having the worst behavior imaginable, the love is still unconditional. Yes, I always love Jared, but there are times when he is behaving badly and I do not always like him. I have learned to let him know that I love him and not his choices, and this seems to help, according to Kathy. As for Matt, Kathy believes that his symptoms of ADHD can impact the affection within the family as well, especially when Jared is acting up. Matt, according to Kathy, shows signs similar to Jared and may in fact have ADHD, even though no formal diagnosis has taken place. Due to this, his reactions, emotional regulation, and responses are not usually the best choices either. He is a yeller, LOL, according to Kathy. This house is full of warmth, with parents who love their children unconditionally and want nothing but the best for them, and this is what they strive for daily. Self-esteem. The exceptionality in the household can impact the self-esteem of other members, and this is no different for Jared and his family. Kathy, upon learning about Jared's exceptionality, harbored no ill feelings of guilt or remorse. She had encountered it before with Matt's older son and wanted to get a head start with Jared. As for Jared, his self-esteem can take more hits. School children, as we all know, can be ruthless, especially to other children that are different from them. According to Kathy, he knows he is different and would do anything to be a cookie-cutter kid. Jared's self-esteem can vary, but for most of the time he thinks he is a cool kid. Along with this, it must be noted that even though he is 11 years old, he has the emotional capacity and resources of a 5-year-old, the same age as his sister Taylor. The labeling process as a whole does not bother Jared. He could frankly care less. However, this aspect does bother Kathy with the stigmatization and rigors that a label can result in. The family as a whole, however, keeps the morale high no matter what the odds against them. Whether it is due to the exceptionality, lack of time, or resources, Kathy and her family always look for the positive and the road yet to come. Recreation. Recreation in the family is pivotal. Jared loves to play sports, and according to Kathy, is a total sports nut and would play any and every if allowed. The sports Jared does like to play are football, basketball, and baseball. Bowling is an activity that the family enjoys as well. Anytime you want to play catch, Jared is ready and willing. They do watch sports together as a family, and Taylor plays ball in the summer. Jared reads the sports section daily. The family does enjoy both participating in and watching sports as well. According to Kathy, it's all about just being together as a family with all of us. What we are doing isn't as important as who we are with. Some activities that the family enjoys include swimming, playing games, cooking out, watching television, riding bikes, and visiting with relatives and friends.